Hello guys, Sean Fogarty here. Welcome back to another video. And today guys, I'm going to be doing the latest Manchester City transfer news over the last couple of days. Because I haven't done one of these for a while, so I thought I'd do one. So we have been linked with James Ward-Prowse. Also United are in for him, and we are one of a couple Premier League clubs that are in for James Ward-Prowse. The thing is, he could come in and set the world alight straight away, or he could be another Grealish and like struggle to fit into the system that we play and the style that we play, or he's very good at corners, and he's very good at penalties and free kicks, but I don't think this would be a signing that we would need to make now, because I think that we need to replace Fernandinho before we replace Gundogan, because Fernandinho is going in the summer, and Gundogan's still got another 2 or 3 years in him. So that's why I think we need to go and replace Fernandinho, or just play Lavia now, rather than focusing on replacing Gundogan when he's still got another 2 or 3 years left to play in a City shirt. And we also have been one of 4 clubs to be after Antonio Rudiger, and the other 3 clubs are Bayern Munich, Real Madrid and Tottenham. I can just see him going to Real Madrid because he's German, and they're probably the best team in his well, not probably, they are the best team in his nation. And because he's German, he's probably going to go to Bayern, because a lot of the top German players nowadays go to Bayern. And I don't think we need him, because we've got Aki who can play there, Diaz, Stones, Laporte. And unless we lose the centre-back, I don't think centre-back is a position that we need to be buying in. I think we need to focus on a striker, then a Fernandinho replacement, then a natural left-back, and then, if you like, I wouldn't be surprised if we lose Aki in the summer, but if we lose Aki, I think City will stick with the players that we've got that can play there. I think we'd only replace we'd only sign a centre back if it was if Laporte left, because Aki is a rotation centre back. He comes in every now and again to the starting 11. I'm only saying Aki. This is not because I've got an Aki agenda or I've got anything against the guy. I think he's a good enough centre-back, but because I don't think he's going to play first-team football, because he's not going to get in at centre-back, because we've got too many good players that he would have to get past to get into the starting 11 at centre-back. And at left-back, it's going to be hard, because he's got Zinchenko, who he's got to get past, and he's got Cancelo, who he's got to get past, who is in the form of his life at the moment. So, I don't think we will sign Rudiger. He's not really our sort of style of defender. If we were getting a defender, I'd probably expect us to get someone like Pau Torres or something like that from Villarreal. I don't see us signing a player like Rudiger, because he tends to only work in a back 3, and we don't play a back 3 that often, and he's not that good at passing the ball out from the back. Lewandowski has been linked with a Premier League move, and the clubs that he's been linked with are Liverpool, Chelsea and City. I would go for Lewandowski, but if it came to Haaland or Lewandowski, I'd go Haaland every day of the week, because Haaland is younger and would get more time out of him if we signed him. Lewandowski, the only thing is, this is not me saying anything against Lewandowski. I think he's a very good striker. He's just won the FIFA Best Player of the Year award. I think he's a fantastic player, but the only issue is that his age is there. Yes, he's still scoring with his age. He's still scoring at a top level without him being that young anymore. But I don't think we should go for him. I'd take him as a Haaland alternative, but if it came to Haaland or Lewandowski, I'd go for Haaland, because he's younger and would get more years out of him. But if it did come to, say, Haaland went to Real Madrid or something like that, I would sign Lewandowski every day of the week then, because he's experienced. It would be good for Delap and Palmer, because Delap could get in there after a couple of years at striker after Lewandowski goes, and then Palmer, if needed, we could play him there at false 9. And we've also been linked with a shock move for Oblak for 90 million. We don't need a keeper, because Ederson is a fantastic keeper. He suits our style of play, and he's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. So I think that transfer would be unnecessary. I think we might have to get a third choice keeper soon, because Carson might go soon, because he's not that young. But as for first team goalkeeper, number 1, I don't think we need a goalkeeper in that sense. This is not me saying that Oblak's not a good player. It's because he doesn't suit our style of play, and we don't need a goalkeeper. Declan Rice, apparently we've had strong interest in him. I think Rice is a good player, but I don't think he's going to get into City's team unless we play 2 DMs. Because we have played 2 DMs in the past when we played Rodri and Gundogan alongside each other. But I don't think if we're going to sign a striker, unless we get a striker early in the transfer window, I don't see us getting Rice as well. Because I can see our protest of signing a striker and replacing Aguero dragging on throughout the whole summer. So that's why I've got a bad feeling if Rice is our number 1 target for CDM, he will go elsewhere due to us being after a striker for the majority of the transfer window. As for James Ward-Prowse, if we were replacing Gundogan, I would get a player a bit more that would play the style of play that City play. Like a Jude Bellingham or someone like that. But the only issue if you're going to sign Bellingham is he will cost you a lot of money, and also he's likely to go elsewhere, and there's going to be a lot of clubs that you would have to get past if you were to get a signature. I think Rice, he's a fantastic player, and he would make Rodri a better player, because if he came to City, Rodri would know he would have to play well every game, or else he would lose his place to Rice if we signed Rice. But Rice, unless we played 2 CDMs, wouldn't get into City's start in 11. And I don't think it's good to spend 100 million on a player that is not guaranteed to start in your side. As for Haaland, we are set to talk to Erling Haaland's representatives on the 23rd of January, which is not this Monday, because this Monday's gone. It's next Monday. So after that talk, I think before the summer we will know whether Haaland's going to join us or he's not, because I think it will come out before then. We could do what to Real Madrid what United did to City when we were close to signing Ronaldo. They were getting the deal done behind the scenes. We could do that to Real Madrid due to them taking slow to make their decision. If we don't get Haaland, then we've got to get Dusan Vlahovic, because he's the only striker out there that would be a long-term alternative. Yes, I did mention Lewandowski, but Lewandowski, the thing is, we'd have to replace him in a couple of years. Because of his age, he wouldn't be at the club for very long. So Lewandowski and Vlahovic are probably the main alternatives for Haaland. But Haaland should be our number 1 target, and he is our number 1 target. The only issue we've got with Haaland is if we sign him is that we're going to have to sign him to a long-term contract because, you know, with Raiola, he's going to try and move him on every 2 or 3 years, and unless we tie him down to a big contract with big cash, then we're going to struggle to keep hold of him if we sign him. And I would say our main targets for the summer should be getting a natural left back and a striker. But I don't think, and I think we need a CDM as well, but I don't think we're going to get that done all in the one window. I wouldn't be surprised if we leave that left back spot for like another window or two, because this is the summer I'm talking about. I'm not talking about January. Because we haven't solved that left-back problem since... We haven't had a natural left-back at the club since Gael Clichy left the club. So it would be nice to get a natural left-back that can actually defend. This is no offence to João Cancelo. I think João Cancelo is an absolute baller and I think he's a fantastic player. It's just that he's not very good at defending. Yes, he's improving, but I think Cancelo would do better in either a winger position or a wing-back position because he's better going forward than he is defensively. As for an actual left back, who would I take? The obvious like two options are Alex Grimaldo at Benfica and Theo Hernandez at AC Milan. The issue you've got with getting Theo Hernandez is that he's linked with signing a new contract there. Grimaldo is a signing that I can see if we do get a left-back happening, because he would be the cheapest out of all the left-backs that you've got out there that we can sign, because he would only cost about 30 million, 35 million, and I think he would be a good signing, because he's very good defensively, and he can also go forward if necessary. Thank you so much for watching this transfer update. I will do more as the January transfer window is on. And I hope you have enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe, and thank you for watching.